Hey there, and welcome to the Reclamation Room. I'm Ashana, and I'm so glad you're here. This is a space for women reclaiming themselves after narcissistic abuse. If you've ever felt like you were too much, not enough, or both at the same time, you're in the right place. I created this podcast because I know what it's like to lose yourself in overgiving, overperforming, and still wondering why it never felt like love. I've walked through trauma, toxic relationships, and the long road of self-reclamation, and I'm here to walk with you. In this podcast, we'll explore what it means to come home to yourself after the confusion and chaos of narcissistic abuse. Some episodes will be solo, others will include guest interviews. All of them will be honest, grounded, and deeply compassionate. So, whether you're just realizing what you've lived through, or you've been on this path and you're ready for the next layer of your healing, you are welcome here. This is not about perfection. This is about reclamation.
And I can share something very beautiful with your listeners that they'll never make the same mistake again. The reason that they basically picked the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
And if they use these 3 criteria, they'll never make the same mistake again.
Okay, I'm ready. Welcome back, everyone, for another episode of the Reclamation Room, the podcast for women healing from narcissistic abuse and betrayal trauma. This episode has been so fun to film. I cannot wait to introduce you to my new dear friend, Anil Gupta. He is the love doctor, and he is on a mission to reach 1 billion people, which I have no doubt he will accomplish. I cannot wait to dive in. Let's get started. I was going to pull up your bio on podcast, but I actually, if it's okay with you, I think it would be better to just let you speak to who you are and what you do and what you're passionate about, if that's okay.
My name's Anil Gupta. I'm known as the Love Doctor. I've spoken on stages in 18 countries, 8 languages, 4 continents, TEDx, Fox News, Sky TV, ABC, NBC, iHeartRadio. Richard Branson's been to several of my events. I've coached people like Mike Tyson. World leaders like the Dalai Lama invited me to meet them. Presidents, very important people, not so important people. Anyone that really wants to make a difference in life, I'm always available. I've spoken in stages over 10,000 people, written 3 bestseller books, and I have a special gift that can remove the obstacles that are preventing you from leading richer, fuller, happier lives. I'm on a mission to reach 1 billion people through social media, through talks, podcasts, radio shows, any way that I can, because in 2008, I was suicidal, and I realized that life wasn't about me, it's about the difference I make. There's so much greatness in all of you. Let's bring that out.
Oh my gosh, that was perfection. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm nodding along and I'm like, wow, yeah, like big people. And I have these thoughts. I'm like, how do you maintain your humility? Like, I'm so glad that you're on this journey to reach 1 billion people. I'm so grateful that my little show could be some of those people. And then sharing that you were suicidal, I'm like, yeah, I'm right there with you and the message that you're bringing. So how do you maintain your humility amidst all of that?
Well, it's a muscle, because there was an ego. When I spoke in front of 10,000 people, that was a big ego trip.
I can imagine.
TEDx was, but that was back then. Then you realize that it doesn't mean anything. Then you realize it's not about you, it's about the difference. So it's just a muscle. It doesn't matter who I talk to. I have a 3-foot rule. Anyone who comes within 3 feet of me, I'm going to say something to them, compliment them, thank them, make them laugh, do something, because we never know what other people are going through.
It's so true. And especially, here on this podcast, I speak, my audience is mainly women, and it's women who have been through painful experiences like betrayal, trauma, narcissistic abuse. We have this feeling of like, number 1, I don't think I can trust people again. Number 2, I'm not even sure I can trust myself. Because we act in ways that it's not our best self. Like, was it all my fault? Oh my gosh. Like I was reacting, and it was abusive also. And that wasn't the best version of me. And we can be extremely hard on ourselves. And it can be helpful, I feel, to zoom out and look at what the other people in the world might be going through. And your message of reaching if they're within 3 feet of you, what can I share to help this person? It makes it a little bit less about yourself. And I love that.
Really. And I can share something very beautiful with your listeners that they'll never make the same mistake again. The reason that they basically picked the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
And if they use these 3 criteria, they'll never make the same mistake again.
Okay, I'm ready.
The first thing, any person you choose, the first thing they must have is integrity.
You are the person you choose.
Well, it applies to you, but the person you choose, they
Okay,
have
okay.
to, you know, be what do what they say they're going to do and do it.
Mm,
Not gossip, not complain, not say bad things about other people. Be on time. Be honest. All of that stuff.
mm-hmm.
Second one, they have to be loving, not just to themselves, but to others, and not transactionally. Hey, I'll do that for you. I want something in back. And the third thing they have to be is healthy, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, and financially. Okay.
Mm,
Now, if you look at a past relationship that didn't work, can you think of that person?
yes.
Okay. Did they have integrity?
No, no, but it appeared that they did. There were times that I could say, "Oh, but they did this," and that's so endearing. And so I explained away the other situations.
See, that's what nice people do.
Mhm.
They don't want to put a label or throw people under the bus, but this is too important. And this takes away all the emotion. You don't say, you know what? He lies. He was cheating on his wife when he met me. So he doesn't have integrity because he'll do the same to you. The second one, was he loving?
At the time, I believed he was because of the love that I had grown up with, but looking back now, I'm like, "Actually, that wasn't loving. That was very controlling."
Yeah, it was transactional and manipulative.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the third one, was he healthy?
Not at all. That I was actually surprised to hear you share number 3. I'm like, "This is revolutionary," because number 1, neither was I. Okay, so there's that. But looking at it in terms of, like, if a person is not healthy, what does that mean about, like, what else can I glean from that if a person is not healthy?
Well, there's 5 parts to it. So say you're a successful young lady, and then you meet up with someone who doesn't have a job and is always broke. He's not financially, as much as you love him, and he's not making an effort. If he's not physically healthy, if he's smoking, drinking, partying, addictive, on medications. But not that everyone has to be perfect. A friend of mine married someone who had MS.
Mm,
That's his choice. That's okay, as long as you know what you're getting and you're able to accept that. But the secret is collect the data first and then make an
mhm.
choice. But most people say yes to that relationship until it becomes a no. And once you're in it, it's hard to get out of it. But the secret is don't get into the wrong relationship.
Yeah,
Simple.
so
It's not
stop
easy.
making it I know, listening to you, I'm like, "Gosh, if I would have heard this before," but it was an emotional decision in that moment, right? I wasn't collecting data.
Yeah, we spend more time picking a car, picking a house than we do a relationship. It's ludicrous.
It is. So, a big thing that I dig into here on the show and in my personal work is, those patterns started somewhere. We learned somewhere that love was transactional. We're seeking this out in our partners. Do you ever speak to that portion of it, of like what happened in your childhood or in your life before that kind of led you on this path?
Our childhood is important, but the big thing is forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, and sometimes, we're in, when we're kids and we have not so good parents who just want to get out, so we want to be rescued. Or
Yeah.
we, especially women, they see acts of love and they think, "Oh my God, he loves me. This is what I've been dreaming of." Without doing, the data and the research. So, and they're looking for that romance. They're looking for that feeling. Everything we do is looking for that feeling. So if they feel loved, they feel heard, they feel understood, they feel safe, that will get them into that relationship. And then they'll hold on and then they'll focus on the good stuff and, let go of the other stuff. That's, it happens all the time.
It does. It does every single day, and it's so difficult to get out once you're in it. And I've had a couple of people on the show. I love talking about this portion. You may not. We'll see. But I have kind of a working theory here that these types of relationships and how you shared, it's emotional. It's an addiction. It's an addictive pathway that we're going down where we're like, this feels this way. Let me get some more of that. Have you ever looked at these toxic relationships or the lack of compassion in terms of that? What's your view on that?
So, human beings love to be comfortable.
Mm,
I know what I'm getting, but this is what happens, in my opinion. You meet someone, everything's great, then they do something.
okay.
Oh my God. But then they do something that attracts you and think, oh, he's back. It's okay. Okay. So, when you're first attracted to that person, they're adventurous, playful, fun, exciting, exuberant, golden rule I have is keep away from charismatic men. Keep away from them because they're always seeking attention. If you don't give it to them, they'll want it somewhere else.
Right.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think it's also that eight, crazy eight. You know, they do something and you think, oh, he's my man. But then they do something bad and which breaks integrity, loving and healthy. And you think, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Then they do something good and it brings
Hmm.
you back in to it.
Right.
You go there when the problem is there.
Yeah. So the trauma bond, the cycle. So I'm wondering, and I love to dig into, we could call it devil's advocate. I mean, I love digging into different perspectives on things like this. I'd so appreciate what you're sharing. How do we reconcile that with perhaps it is maybe not the healthiest relationship, but it's workable and it's two people who are showing up and they're looking at their own communication patterns and something has happened that we're like, "Oh my gosh, red flag, that's awful." And then we smooth things over and it's okay. Can you speak to the difference between when it's toxic and when it's like, "Hey, that happens, you've gotta learn how to talk it out."
So that comes under growth. Are they willing to grow? Are they willing to learn a new technique? Are they willing to discuss? Are they willing to have a new way of communication? And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if they're making progress and say, look, honey, if I say that to you again, please let me know and I'll adjust it. That's, I didn't have the perfect marriage. I've been married, was it 37 years, 1 month, 4 days, but it didn't start easy, but I accumulate knowledge. And as long as you're willing to make the other person a priority, that's a big thing. When you first date, you make the other person a priority. Then when you get married, you start doing other things and you get distracted. And then it says, oh, he didn't do that for me. I'm not going to do that for him. So
Mm,
it's a number of things and they all add up.
yeah. So I love that you know exactly how long you've been married. That is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. And
Uh-huh.
so
It's not because I do this every day. So tomorrow it'll be 5 days. The next day will be 6 days. The next
so
day.
you think about this every day?
I don't think about it. I just remember because I'm doing it
Mhm.
all the time. It's like
Okay.
a surgeon or a barista. They're making coffee. They don't think about it. They just know.
Wow, that's inspiring. Okay, so I've asked you a lot of questions about your philosophy and how it applies to my viewers, and I love this. Like I could keep digging into it and we have kind of both sides of it on media these days. We have people who say like, "Oh, shut up about it. Like not everything is toxic. Come on, you're just trauma, trauma, trauma." And then we have some people who are viewing it in terms of stay away, red alert, don't go there, like everything is awful. I would love to just hear you speak for a moment about your personal philosophy, how you got to this place of, I want to reach a billion people. And if people come within 3 feet of me, I want to do these things. Like, what was your journey getting there? You shared that you were suicidal. Or do you feel comfortable speaking on that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I remember having to tell my wife, and I went up to the bedroom and said, "Honey, something really bad has happened." So what's going on? I said, I've lost the car, the house, all the school funds, everything. We lost it. I lost it all. And she looked up at me. She smiled. I said, Ashley, I thought, what's going on? And she said, honey, I knew something was wrong. I thought you had cancer. I thought you were dying. I don't care about the money. I was shocked, Ashley. So shocked.
Wow.
Then
Oh
she
my
said, you
gosh.
haven't lost everything. You still have me. You still have the kids, and we'll sleep in the streets if we have to.
Oh,
And that's like rocket fuel.
yeah.
I became a billionaire because I stopped using the US currency. I started using the currency of love, camaraderie, friendship, making a difference. So,
I did not think that's where you were going with that, and that was everything. Oh my gosh, you just made my day.
yeah. So I just changed my identity from money to love.
Okay, so what did you this might put like a negative spin on it, but I mean it in a positive way, right? There's a lesson here. What did you have to leave behind or give up in order to embrace that new identity, that rocket fuel?
I had to forgive myself. So I was beating myself up. Passionate. Most people beat themselves up,
Mhm.
but I'm a high achiever. I would physically beat myself up. I would punch myself in my stomach, wherever my wife couldn't see me.
No.
Else with uh, s- spoons, large spoons, ladles, everything.
Oh my gosh, okay, Anil. Were you what did this happen to you as a child also? Like, where did you
This was November 2008.
so this is just something that you coped with pain in this way?
Yeah, because I thought I deserve to be in pain. I deserve to be beaten up. I don't deserve to be healthy. I should be, beaten up. I should have consequences.
Hurts my heart.
Crazy, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
never ever happened to me.
It's the best thing that ever happened to you?
Yeah. And then, my wife has never forgotten. So she carries her stick. She broke my arm the other day. I'm kidding.
I'm like,
But
okay, I need the backstory on this. I know there's a
I,
story.
I, I played pickleball and I fell down and I fractured my wrist.
I'm so sorry.
But from all of this, Ashna, I developed a formula for happiness, how to live a fulfilled life. And happiness is equal to G times G times G. The first G is you have to be grateful for what you have. So when I broke this arm in 9 places, I could see it was mangled up. I was upset for 10 seconds. Then I was grateful. Do you know why?
I don't. I'm ready to hear it.
I'm right-handed.
Ah.
That's my pickleball handle. That's my pickleball hand. And I didn't break my pickleball paddle. It's $250. I didn't want to break that.
Well, you're a serious player.
Okay. Then the second G was to give. I thought, how can I give? So I thanked all the people, the ambulance, the fire people, the ambulance crew, the workers, my orthopedic surgeon, my friend who took me to the hospital, my wife, everything. And the third is, how can I grow from this? Give, grow, gratitude. How can I grow? So you know what? I need to, calm down, not beat myself up, know that this isn't the end of the world. It's only going to be 3 or 4 months. What can I get done? How can I grow? What lessons can I teach my viewers and the listeners? So this is one of the reasons I started these podcasts. So I've got a little bit extra time. I would play 4 hours a day. We'll play 4 hours a day extra. Once you ask better quality questions, you get better quality answers.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm just going to be so honest and personal here. This podcast episode came on the perfect day. And I don't know how you feel about being in the right place at the right time, but I had a really rough day yesterday. And I have this personal goal, you could say, of after what I've been through, I don't want to be that person who just wallows in it and is like, oh my gosh, like, I cannot believe this happened to me. And so I show up every day because I don't want other people to feel like the only option is to feel the way that I felt. And I want people to know you are amazing. You're loved. Even if you're not loving yourself right now, I love you and I believe in you and you can do this. And I speak to people and they say like, "Ashana, you're so like, wow, thank you. I'm so glad I talked to you today." And right, it builds me up and I'm like, "You're so welcome. I'm so glad that I could be here doing this." And yesterday I just got to this point of like, I don't know, is it all superficial? Like am I just getting validation out of this? I don't ever want that to be the case. I want to stay committed to the goal and feeling that goal. And I went to sleep last night and I was like, maybe I shouldn't be doing podcasts. I don't want this to be about me. And then I had this interview with you and I'm hearing you and I'm like, yes, he gets it. This is it.
Yeah, there's nothing greater. We never know what other people are going through. And actually, there are 2 types of people on the planet. Ones that make you happy when you enter a room, ones that make you happy when you leave a room.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can mean that can be taken several different ways because sometimes leaving a room, especially like speaking to this podcast and why this podcast was born. I have an origin story, right? And for a long time leaving that room was really difficult for me, like and that's why I asked you, like, did it feel like you gave something up to get to that point of where you are? Can you share on that?
So let me explain the thing. Either people give you energy when they enter a room or they take energy. It's that simple. Yeah. And it's
Mhm.
not, I gave up beating myself up. I gave up um, the ego. I gave up wanting to get somewhere. I gave up, a lot of stuff. But I tell you, here's the distinction. You come home late at night, the place is completely dark. You go in and you turn on the lights, correct?
Mhm.
Most people in life go into that room to try and remove the darkness, to try and remove the negativity from their lives. All you have to do is so simple is to be the light. It's simple, but it's not easy. And that's what we help. We're here to guide. We're teachers. We're just conduits.
Yeah. Well, I feel so honored. I'm going to treasure this conversation. So, do you have anything? I know you're on a goal to speak to a billion people. Number one, I have to know, do you know how many people you've spoken to? Where are you at?
They're out, I think, 90 to 100
Okay. And
million.
when did this goal start?
Um, Officially maybe 3 years ago, but unofficially before then.
Wow. Okay. So I'm here and I'm helping further that goal. And so this is a give and a take, right? Like you're helping me and I'm helping you. And my hope is that listeners and viewers can zoom out of what we're going through, right? Because we've been through hardship, we've been through hard times. I mean, you shared you lost everything and you thought like there's no reason to even go on. And your wife was there to help you zoom out and say, hey, look at what you actually have here. And my hope is to do that on this podcast. And I don't ever want it to come across as telling someone who has been victimized, like, just get over it. Look at all the good things, right? So I'm wondering, and this is a little bit on the fly. So feel free to like take a minute in terms of speaking to people who have been put down and hurt and harmed in this way. And maybe they're still in that feeling of like a scared cat, right? Like I'm backed into a corner and I don't really want to hear too much right now because I'm very tender. What might you say to people who are still feeling that way and they're hearing what you're saying and they're like, I just don't know if I can do it. I like it just feels beyond me to be positive right now. I've been through unimaginable things. People have treated me so badly. What might you say to those people exactly?
Okay, so do you want to role play?
Sure.
Okay, so you be person, I'll be you. I'll
Okay.
be okay. So, Ashla, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel worthy?
I'm putting myself back in that position where I was. So I'm speaking truly from that place of like pain and defensiveness. No, I don't.
Okay. So imagine this is $100 note. How much is it worth?
$100.
And if I say to the note, you're stupid, you're a failure, no one likes you, you're a mess, you'll never succeed, you're unlovable, there's something wrong with you, how much is it worth?
It's still worth $100.
So no matter what you say to it, it retains its value. So actually, you are that $100 note. You're the highest denomination currency on the planet. No matter what anyone says to you, no matter what happens to you, your value always remains the same. Do you remember the day you were born?
No,
Do you remember 8 months before you were born?
no.
So something magical happened 8 months before you were born. Actually, something magical happened 9 months before you were born, but we won't go into that. Around 7.5 months after you were born, it was announced we have a baby coming in the world. And it brought so much joy to so many people. That was you. And when you were born, even more joy. Did you know that?
Sometimes I think I lose sight of that
You
after what
do?
I've been through.
Yeah. So this $100 note is actually worth millions of dollars. Would you like to know how?
Yes.
I give it to you for $100 worth of services. You take that same $100, go to Walmart, buy $100 worth of goods. They buy another $100 worth of goods. They buy another $100 worth of goods. They buy another $100 worth of goods. So wherever this note goes, it brings immense value. It's the same with you. Wherever you go, you bring value. You're just spending time with the wrong people.
I just feel so much love for you. I cannot even put it into words. I'm so blown away by what you bring here. And you're taking time away from visiting your daughter to bring this message to people. I know you get this all the time. I know you get people like
I
Dr.
like
Gupta,
it. I like
love
it. I
doctor.
like it.
So, okay, so did you come up with the name The Love Doctor?
People started calling me that, and I thought, I like that. I like that. And I just,
I'll take it.
yeah.
I mean, it fits. It fits because listening to you, I don't know, it's like we know these things to be true. Have you ever thought that like the people that you're speaking to, you already know this. These people already know this. They just need someone to remind them and to put it into words that in that moment they can feel it and believe it.
Yeah, I know how to lose weight.
I mean,
You've got to commit.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you, you've, when I was suicidal, I knew what to do, but I just couldn't do it. Because I was in my head.
Right.
When you're in your head, you're dead. So it's just
Mhm.
you just need a little bit of hopium, a little bit of faith, a little bit of belief, and just an act of kindness can make the difference.
Yeah. So was it your wife who, and forgive me if this is too personal, feel free, we can edit this out, but was it your wife who kind of single-handedly lifted you out of that suicidal place, or was that just the spark and it kind of built momentum from there?
Yeah, it's the main spark. And then she said, "What do you love to do?" And I said, "I love to coach." She said, "Why don't you coach?" So I said, okay. So a friend of mine said, Anil, why don't you do an event? I said, well, he said, what's wrong? I said, well, what if no one turns up? And he said, Anil, if no one turns up, no one will know. 'Cause I was so concerned what other people would think. First,
Wow.
8 people, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500, 10,000 people. But you've got to say yes. You've got to start.
Yeah. That your friend had great advice. If no one shows up, no one will know. What
Yeah.
are you gonna lose?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're all concerned what other people think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let me see. So in my work, I work one-on-one with women who have been through really difficult experiences. And I kind of just share the process that has worked for me. I tell people, like, this is not the one way to do it. I'm not going to come here and say, you must do it this way or you're not going to be successful. If we vibe, that's great. Let's chat. Maybe I can help you. Maybe I can inspire you. And if not, I hope that you find the person who can, because that's what I'm here for, is to push you in that direction. Like, keep going, keep trying. So I'm wondering, with your philosophy and your view on things, we have a responsibility, right? When we're in this position of helping people, coaching people, guiding people, and sharing our views in the world. Like, we don't want to just be willy-nilly sharing things that could harm, or at least I don't. That's my personal goal. I'm wondering what you might ask someone, or what your thoughts might be to someone who has a job like mine. What would you ask that person if you were getting to know them and their job through the perspective of the love doctor? What would you be curious about for someone like me?
So as a possible coaching client, okay. So I got to know you have a good heart. I will not work with someone who doesn't have a good heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, it's just asking the right questions. It's all about questions. How do you get on with your parents? What was the worst relationship? What's the best relationship? What are you fearful of? What's the happiest day of your life? What's the worst day of your life? Who's hurt you the most? Do you love yourself? Who do you need to forgive? A lot of it's all about questions, and then from those questions you get the data.
Yeah.
So
So,
what's your biggest fear?
my biggest fear, this might sound kind of funny. It's not spiders and it's not drowning. It's actually my children experiencing pain that they get stuck in and can't move forward from.
Hey, would you like a breakthrough?
Of course.
Yeah. How old are they?
13 all the way down to 2.
Okay. The greatest gift you can give your kids is this: give them the ability to handle life by throwing adversity at them that they can reasonably handle. So when my daughter was 18, we sent her around the world by herself.
That's so cool.
We haven't seen her since, but
Where did she end up? Oh, wait, this daughter that you're visiting now?
I'm joking.
Oh,
But
I'm like, tell me about her journey. Did she love it? Did she enjoy it?
she went around the world for a year, but
Wow.
we built her up. See, most
Yeah.
people bring up enabled and entitled kids.
Mm,
It's a don't worry about adversity. If one of your kids loses a leg, he'll handle it. There's no need to be fearful. Whatever happens, they'll handle it.
yeah. Okay. So speaking to our audience here, I love that you threw this back onto me. And I think this is important because we do have a responsibility. And just like I'm doing with you right now, I want to ask you all the questions. I want to hear everything that you have to share if you're willing. But I think it's important for my viewers on this podcast to hear what you're saying here. Get curious. Don't just take anything that anyone says at face value. Feel into your own values.
Yeah. I call it ABCD. Always be collecting data. So, for example, you meet someone on a dating app. On my app, I've written, I love dogs. And you ask them a question, hey, do you love dogs? They're going to say yes. Then don't believe them. What's your favorite dog? Oh, it's a brown one. They're lying. Or if they say Labrador, oh, can you show me a photo of a lab that you've owned? Well, I've never owned one. They're lying. So never believe what they say. Look for data to confirm it. Because the problem with dating, when people date, they show up best behavior. So they want to get to the next level, next level. That's not the way to do it. There is a process called the Smart Select system where you can find a partner without dating. The dating is stupid. Really stupid.
I kind of agree.
Fail rate is 90+%. Most people had 5 or 6, 7 relationships before they get married. That's 100% fail rate. Each relationship they've had, they thought, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. But when they get married, they're thinking, how long will this last?
Mm,
But if they use the formula, it's a 90% success rate. My daughter used the formula. first boy she married.
Okay, wait a minute. We have to dig into this. Let's break it down. Like, what did she do when she was using this formula?
Integrity, loving, and healthy.
That's it.
That's it.
And so she dated this boy based on that criteria.
Yeah.
And they're married.
They got married. They got married 3 years, a baby, beautiful soul. He's a 12 out of 10. Beautiful man.
Yeah. So this is again revolutionary. So the point of dating as you're sharing it here is what?
Well, you don't date, you collect data.
Okay.
So if you go for a walk, you're
Uh-huh.
going to get much better quality answers because there's no alcohol, there's no pressure. When in an evening meal, there's pressure. Who's going to pay? And, I want to get to the next level. I want to get, but if you just go for a walk, you can observe them, observing you, observing other people. Do they look at pretty women as they walk past? Do they, offer to pay? Are they observant? Are they present? This is data.
This is so good. This is so good. And so as society sees it, the point of dating, I mean, it's served many purposes, right? Like we want to feel good. We want to feel taken care of. We want to feel doted on. Sometimes women, we want a free meal. And I don't want to lump every woman into that category, but we see memes about it. It's a thing, right? And what you're sharing here is that's all pressure and it's all unnecessary.
Yeah, and it's not authentic. And then, you get married and you stop doing what you used to do. So, well, you're not the man I married. The man I married opened the doors for me. He would do this. He would buy me flowers. And that's gone now. Well, you're not the woman I married. The woman I married used to do this, this, and this. So it becomes very painful. It should be effortless and frictionless.
Okay. Oh my gosh. This is literally my favorite podcast episode ever. And you're going to reach 1 billion people. You're going to. Like, you're so amazing. You're such a genuine soul. And you have words to share that, like, this is going to change lives when people hear this.
Yeah, beautiful. That's what we're here for.
Yes, it is. And I'm so, so humbled and grateful that you came on my show. Like, I can't even put that into words enough for you. Like, thank you.
No, thank you.
So, okay, we've only been chatting for like 30 minutes. Do you still have a little bit of time? Do you want to close it up or you want to keep going?
Well, yeah. So here's one piece of advice to all your listeners, audience. Do this one thing, your life will change. Ready? Be so amazing you cannot be ignored. And if you're ignored, how you show up will be this magnificent soul. Be the best version of you. Show up the best version of you. And you could save a life because you never know what other people are going through. A smile, a thank you can make the difference and makes a difference.
Do you script these or does this come to you in the moment?
I talk about this every day, so it's all in my somewhere. And I've done seminars in 18 countries, 8 languages, 4
That's
continents.
true. That's true.
I'm masterful at this. Without ego, this is my wheelhouse.
Yeah, it shows. Okay, well, where can my listeners find you? Like, do you have any workshops or a book, maybe anything that we can support you by purchasing or being a part of?
Well, I really just want the listeners to, go and be amazing. But I have a website. It's called meetanil.com. And you'll find a lot of free content on there. You'll get access to my book you can download for free. It's a manual on human behavior called Immediate Happiness. You'll get free resources, tools, videos that you can watch. And I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And Ashna, if you can add those onto the podcast, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm going to link those in the show notes. So I have one final question. You shared that you were a billionaire now because after the rocket fuel from your wife, your entire currency changed.
Mhm.
And I'm just wondering, your philosophy is incredible to me, and I want to hear your answer to this. Is there anything that you feel like you're needing or seeking or wanting, or that you would ask for life, to get out of life, or from a creator or a higher purpose? Is there anything that you're like, if nothing else, I want this?
I want people to say I was mad, made a difference.
No, I like that. I'm here for your mnemonics and your acronyms. I love them.
Thank you. You're an amazing host.
Thanks. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap it, and I would love to carry your friendship forward. This meant so much to me,
Absolutely. Happy to.
and I love your shirt.
On the same shirt 11 years, every day,
Really?
every day.
No, wait a minute. Like that exact shirt.
I have 100 shirts.
Okay.
This one. So yeah, this design.
Why?
So I would leave the house. My wife would say, "Are you going out like that?" I guess not. So then she dressed me, and I thought, I'm like 62 years old, 52 years old. I'm almost a grown man. I should be able to do this by myself. So I thought, okay, I'll wear a uniform, black. Great. No, that's a bit boring. I'll put a heart on my sleeve. Again, I thought no one would see that. Then I asked my family, what if I put a heart here? They said, Dad, whatever you do, don't do that. So of course I did it.
Of course you did it.
Then I wore it and I thought, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yes.
So it's everywhere I go. I've met presidents, the Dalai Lama, all with the red shirt.
Wow. I'm glad that you have. Like, if anyone needs to meet these people and be reaching people like this, it's you. And I say that very sincerely.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I just want you to let your wife know that she sounds so badass. I bet she's an incredible woman. So thank you for sharing these stories with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ashna. Well, Ashna's an Indian name.
It is. It's actually, so that was not my birth name. My birth name was Aubriana, and I did not resonate with that. I lived through foster care and, different situations that weren't the best. And I thought, oh my gosh, this name was given to me by people that I don't even know. This doesn't feel like me. And so I started homeschooling my children, which was very hard the first year. It was awful. I was like, I'm really bad at this. We've got to practice. And we did an about me, and I sat with the paper, and I did it also. And I just let my pencil draw on the paper. And the name that came out was this name. This is me. And a few weeks later, we were driving, and my daughter said, Mom, look at that car tag in front of us. And there was my name. And it felt like a gift just from the Creator for me. Like, yes, this is you. So, yeah, here we are. Okay. Thank you, Anil. I hope to chat again soon. I'll let you know when this is ready.
All right, then. Thank you. Take care.
Yep. You too. Bye.
Thanks for spending time in the Reclamation Room. Be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if this supported you, consider sharing it or leaving a review. You're not alone, and your reclamation is sacred.